once the gadgets were back, were you able to establish whether the kind of information that you say Mr. Gigaba had said he wanted to be deleted was still there? Or
So I went on my phone on Tuesday after I appeared in court on Monday. So on Tuesday, we went to fetch my gadgets at police station. Then I started opening all of them. Then what I found out, everything Malusi, when he explained, when he said what we need to delete, everything that related to the Guptas and to the trips that we've taken as a family, to the car that was bought by the Guptas. So then I started paging to check. So they didn't delete everything, all my data, but what was deleted is all our trips that we did to Dubai, that the Guptas pay for us. And it was all the pictures of the car that the car that was given as a gift to him. And also it was a henna picture that I took at Sun City at their wedding, at the Gupta wedding. So most of all the information, it was related to that. So everything was deleted.
Okay.
How did you know, on your version, how often Mr. Gigaba was going to the Guptas?
In my knowledge, he used to go there a lot. It's not true that he went there maybe
so my question is, how did you know?
He told me.
I see. Well, what would he typically tell you?
He will tell me that he's going to see his advisors, or he will say he's going to see AJ. And there were times where he will go there with his bodyguards without me, and there were times he will ask me to go with him.
All right.
So we were forever, most of the time we were forever there. I can say an estimation because I don't know exactly the number, but I know it's more than 20 times. It's a lie that it was 4 or 3 times. Because we used to go there when Malusi have meetings, then I will sit and wait for him to finish meetings. And sometimes we'll go there for lunch where we will just sit with AJ, with their son, and also with the wife.
Mr. Gigaba responds to your version of the wedding and the removal of the henna pattern, etc. He says this is nonsense. And in the last sentence of that paragraph 56, he says, I refused the invitation to stay over at Sun City. Do you want to comment on that?
He didn't refuse. He forced us to leave because they booked us the house. So on the following day, I didn't know that we were going to go to the wedding. I didn't know that also we were invited on the wedding. So on the wedding day, I was at work. Malusi called me that I have to accompany him to go to Sun City. So then I said to him, no, he must leave me. I can't go because I haven't done my hair, everything. I just can't go to the wedding. I don't even have an outfit. Then he was like, no, we need to go. Let's go. So please come back home. So then I left work. I think it was around 1. Then I went home. Then I packed whatever I had. Then he said, we're going to sleep over. We'll come back the following day. So when we arrived in Sin City, there were a lot of people who were there for the wedding, and the other people were coming from India. Then AJ was busy introducing us to those people, but it was like everyone was mingling. And then I saw people doing like a henna, because I've never done that before. So I joined, I said to him, I'm coming back. So I did the drawing of the henna. And then by 9:10, we went to a room. Malusi said he's tired. Then we wanted to go rest in the room because we were supposed to sleep there, going back. I think by 12 midnight, Malusi said we need to leave. And also he said he received a call. He was shouting at me like why I posted the henna on Facebook. I said I didn't know that I shouldn't have posted it. And then he said I must go on my Facebook and delete the henna because now there's a lot of noise about us attending the wedding. So I went on my Facebook, I deleted the henna. Then after that, Malusi said, let's take our bags, we need to go back home, we're not sleeping. So it's not true that he refused to stay in Sun City. He was forced by that, then we had to leave. So we drove back at night with the bodyguards, came back to Pretoria.
The conflict between them that you're talking about was because Mr. Gigaba was resisting Ajay Gupta's attempts to get him to run the department the way he wanted and not the way Mr. Gigaba wanted.
Yes, because I remember there was a time when Malusi will be like, in the evening, he will come home, then he's tired, and then he will say the reason he doesn't like the Guptas being involved in his job. So he has a PA, he planned his diary. So according to him and his PA, he knows how his diary works and his ministerial team, and he has some meetings with his deputy and other people. But now when AJ calls, so AJ will demand Malusi to just leave everything. And then it put Malusi under pressure, because Malusi was complaining that it makes him look unprofessional, because now he will ask his PA to cancel the meeting, and maybe people, they were coming somewhere to see him. So now it was just disorganizing everything. That's the other thing that he didn't like.
And you conclude by saying, I understand that Mr. AJ Gupta would often tell Mr. Gigaba that he should remember why he was appointed at the DPE. And response to that is, this is once again a fabrication. I think it's something that you've already addressed. Is that correct? You've addressed this issue.
I addressed this, and I remember my statement.
Do you have anything to add?
Sorry?
Do you have anything to add in relation to that?
I don't understand why he's denying this whole thing, because it was very stressful on him. And also the stress, because I remember at that time where he was so stressed when AJ will want Malusi to do this and this, then there was a time Malusi would go to Rosebank Hospital because he started having migraines, a lot of them, where he would just go there, he needs to take injections for his migraines. So his work became like, he couldn't control, he didn't have a control of his work. He wanted to work to do his work, but he couldn't disagree with them, because I remember the other time when he had a migraine, then I even asked him, why don't you tell them that you don't want to do it? Then he said he can't. So it came, he will go to the secret compound even when sometimes he didn't want to, sometimes he will avoid his call. And there were times where Tammy will come at home, we will tell that AJ says you don't answering the calls, no, you must try, he needs to go, and then he will do it. But their relationship was not like when he was appointed in the beginning. So it changed a little bit, because Malusi, he felt like they were interfering in his job.